Is your car's brake system screaming like it's in a horror movie? Don't worry, I'm going to tell you why that's happening and how to fix it. Worn or misadjusted brakes. One of the most common reasons for those annoying noises is worn brakes. The brake pads, which make contact with the rotors, wear down over time and use. If the pads are too thin, they can rub against the rotor unevenly, causing that screeching sound. Also, if the brakes aren't properly adjusted or there's a loose part, the sound can get even worse. The solution here is to check the brake pads and, if needed, replace them. A mechanic can check if they're worn or if an adjustment is necessary. Dirt or debris on the brakes. Brakes aren't immune to dust and dirt. Over time, the pads can accumulate dust, gravel, or even metal particles that get into the braking system. This creates additional friction between the pads and the rotor, which can result in that annoying screech. Sometimes, simply cleaning the brakes can make the noise go away. If the dirt is persistent, the mechanic might need to disassemble and clean the system thoroughly. Low-quality brake pads. Sometimes, the noise isn't related to wear, but rather the material of the pads. Some low-quality or cheap brake pads are made with compounds that don't absorb heat or friction well, which can cause noise even when they're new. If you've recently replaced the pads and the screeching persists, it might be time to invest in higher quality ones. Good quality brake pads will not only make your car stop better, but will also help prevent those annoying sounds. Brake rotor problems. If the brake rotors are worn, warped, or have grooves, they can cause a screeching sound when the pads try to do their job. The rotors need to be smooth and in good condition to work properly. If the rotors are too damaged, even if you change the brake pads, the noise won't go away. Sometimes the rotors can be resurfaced, sanded to make them like new, but if they're severely damaged, it's best to replace them with new ones. Humidity or temperature. The weather can also be a culprit. If you've been driving in very wet conditions, like after rain, it's common for the brakes to make noise at first. The water that accumulates on the pads or rotors can cause extra friction, leading to those temporary noises. This usually disappears after the brakes dry off, but if the noise persists, it could be an indication of a more serious problem. Temperature also plays a role since cold brakes can make noise until they reach their optimal operating temperature. Poorly lubricated brakes. Another possible cause of the screeching is improper lubrication on the moving parts of the braking system, like the contact parts between the pads and rotors. Metal on metal without lubrication can create annoying noises. A good mechanic should ensure all moving parts are properly lubricated during the inspection or brake pad replacement. Defects in brake system parts. Not everything is related to the pads or rotors. Sometimes the noise comes from other parts of the braking system. The brake caliper cylinder, mounting bolts, or even the springs that hold the pads in place could be damaged or improperly adjusted. When a small part of the system is defective, it can make a noise that sounds like you're driving a freight train. This can be fixed by checking and replacing the defective brake system parts. Wheel misalignment. If your wheels are misaligned, the angle at which the brake pads make contact with the rotor won't be correct, potentially causing extra friction and, of course, that annoying screech. Misaligned wheels can also cause uneven brake wear, which leads to more noise. It's a good idea to check the alignment of your wheels if you notice the brakes screeching. Anti-lock braking system issues. If your car has an anti-lock braking system, ABS, and it's malfunctioning, it could also be causing weird noises. While ABS is designed to prevent the wheels from locking during hard braking, sometimes the system can fail or become misaligned, making the pads squeak more than normal. If the ABS is involved, it's best to take your car to a mechanic to have it checked and ensure everything is working properly.